A Super Bowl celebration turns deadly in Kansas City after shots were fired. You're watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Buffa. We'll have more on that shooting in a moment, but first, only in Newsday, a judge has overturned a murder conviction against the teenage shooter. The victim's body was found in this parking lot after a party in 2020. The now 20-year-old Junior Maldonado was found guilty of murder last year, but today the conviction was overturned after a judge ruled the Nassau DA's office withheld information during the trial. The DA says her office will retry the case. Back to that Kansas City shooting. One person is dead and more than a dozen are injured after a shooting near the Chiefs parade. Now, police say 2 people have been taken into custody. Officers were seen rushing toward Union Station at the end of the parade route. Tom Suozzi has won the special election, so what do Long Islanders want the congressman to work on? Sherry Einhorn reports.
It does put them in a more precarious position.
That's Newsday Washington Bureau Chief Tom Brune describing what Tom Suozzi's special election victory does to Republicans in Congress. Suozzi is heading back to Washington after flipping the 3rd District seat back to Democrats after Republican George Santos was expelled from office.
But the people of Long Island and Queens are sick and tired of the political bickering. They've had it. They want us to come together and solve problems.
Suozzi beat Republican-backed Mazi Pilip, a second-term county legislator.
And we did a great job. We are the fighters. Yes, we lost, but it doesn't mean we're going to end here.
Suozzi chose not to do any media interviews today to talk about his victory, the impact on voters here in the district, or on Democrats as a whole. So what do voters here want Suozzi to focus on now?
Lower taxes, for sure. Lower taxes, more affordability for housing.
Nassau and New York State Democratic Party Chairman Jay Jacobs says Suozzi's win should send a clear message.
For the district and for Nassau County and Long Island, I think it means that this whole idea of Republican dominance on Long Island is over.
Here's what the victory means nationally. It leaves Republicans with a 219 to 213 majority over Democrats in Congress once Suozzi is sworn in. That leaves the GOP with a very small margin during key votes.
They can now only lose 2 votes, which makes it very precarious for a lot of the legislation that they're going to be dealing with.
Keep in mind, the remainder of the term for Suozzi is only 9 months. Then he has to run again. So if Republicans want to win the seat back, how are they going to do it?
I want to take a look probably next week before we get all of the statistics, compiled. We'll take a look, see where we can improve, and then see where we go in November. If you're going to ask me if Mazi's the candidate, I have no idea.
For Newsday TV, I'm Sherry Einhorn.
Read more about what's next for both parties on Newsday.com. The annual Black Heritage Stamp was unveiled today, which honors a trailblazing judge. The stamp honors Judge Constance Baker Motley. She was the first African-American woman to serve as a federal judge. Hempstead students got up on stage to tell the crowd what they want to be when they grow up.
My name is Sasha Brown, and I could be a principal like Mr. Richard Brown.
Yeah!
That's me, Brown. I can be a graduate with a college degree.
Students also performed dances in a presentation of the judge's life. All right, love is in the air on Long Island today, and Steve Langford caught up with some lovebirds that spent the day celebrating more than 60 years of marriage.
Do you wish to renew your vows today?
Yes, we do.
All right.
On Valentine's Day in the town of Hempstead, it's become something of an annual celebration.
I, Hank, take thee, Pat, once again, to be my wedded wife.
Town Clerk Kate Murray has been presiding at this ritual for several years now for any town resident wishing to renew their nuptials.
They are real role models in a day and age when a lot of marriages come and go. To be renewed once again.
Hank and Pat Kish have been married for 62 years. The sentiment is still strong.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
They met in high school in Queens and got married at St. Anthony's Church in Oceanside, where they still live.
We had the reception from Nathan's, the old Nathan's, in 1962. And Kate and we had it in my mother-in-law and father-in-law's basement.
The town says it sent out this invitation to all 250,000 households in Hempstead. What would happen if they all responded?
Well, I guess I would have to ask the Coliseum, maybe, if I could use their space for a moment.
The town says 116 couples responded to the invitation to renew their vows here at the Coral House in Baldwin. That leaves close to 250,000 homes that didn't take up the offer.
They're home in a nice warm house.
They didn't get cold feet.
No.
Horton Calvert Jenkins of Freeport says he had no idea what his wife Kim had in store for them this Valentine's Day.
I was surprised because she didn't tell me what we were doing until I got to the door.
Here?
Yes.
I asked him, do you want to know what I have planned for Valentine's? He says, no, you can surprise me.
With a sense of renewal, the Jenkins will soon celebrate their 35th anniversary. Love stories that never get old. Steve Langford for Newsday TV.
And shout out to my Valentine. Sarah, I love you. It's been more than 10 years and every day is a blast. All right, enough of the mushy stuff. Let's take on your Long Island weather. And you can see we have a pretty decent day shaping up tomorrow. We are in the 30s with a mix of sun and clouds overhead. And make sure to stay with us till the end of the show to get that 7-day forecast.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Home Tax Saver, PTRC Incorporated.
Gospel music is thriving on Long Island. Rafer Guzman has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
It's Sunday morning at the First Baptist Church of Bridgehampton, where they preach the gospel of music.
It's a connection, and I really can't explain it other than the fact that I feel like a oneness with the people.
A new documentary series called Gospel premieres February 12th on PBS. It's narrated by Henry Louis Gates Jr. and explores the history of a music that began in the black churches of the American South.
It makes you want to shout, it makes you want to sing.
Just about anywhere you go on Long Island, you can hear gospel singers making a joyful noise.
Because so many people here in our area are rooted from the South, it hasn't changed much in this area on the east end of Long Island. We love gospel music.
COVID hit black churches hard, according to musicians and church leaders alike. They say in-person attendance has yet to fully recover. But gospel musicians are keeping the faith by forming groups with members from different churches all over Long Island. One of those groups is United in Christ Sounds So Sweet, led by Bishop Anthony Roundtree.
Now we have multiple people from different areas, different churches, and this group been together the last 3 years.
For these singers, every song is sacred.
Every time I sing, it's as if I get the opportunity to be in the presence of God. I get the opportunity to spread the good news, telling other people about the miracles that God performs, how He's done things for me, how He can do the same for them.
I'm Rafer Guzman for Newsday TV.
Sounds good to me. Now, to read more about gospel music on Long Island, go to Newsday.com, click Get More, below the Newsday TV video box. An Instagram star and baking artist, the Challah Prince, is showing off his skills. It's a story you'll see only on Newsday.
I always compare it to a dance. It's the same moves all the time. You have your body, but you just do a different choreography with that.
Challah for me, it's way more just a bread. For me, challah helps me to stay connected, stay creative.
Today I want to take the crowd with me to this wonderful journey of making challah, braiding challah, and in between I will show them my own designs, and I will give them, of course, tips.
And the middle again, cross right over the left.
I am here because it's a privilege to be with Aidan in person. After watching him online and seeing what he does for the Challah community, to be here in person is amazing.
I'm focusing in the aspects of art in the challah, and we need to remember that we need and we have to learn how to make comfortable dough. And it's all about chemistry in the end, and the home baker needs to know and needs to have that knowledge in order to braid challah in a comfortable way, in a beautiful way.
He's amazing that he wants everybody to learn and enjoy. I wrote down at least a dozen notes tonight that I will refer to. And he wants to share his love of making challah. It's something that I feel very connected to being Jewish, to my roots, to my heritage, to my community.
You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Ken Buffa. Thank you so much for joining us. We leave you now with a look at your 7-day forecast.